180 just happened. UFC 180. Peter Yan versus Sean O'Malley. Then it went on to TJ Gilsaw and Aljamain Sterling. And lastly, Oliveira versus Makachev. So first was Peter Yan versus Sean O'Malley. First round, it was pretty. I'm gonna lie, it was pretty. It was more on Peter Yan's side, but it was getting there with the difference in everyone. You know, at the start, Sean was landing good stuff, but then Peter came back, obviously, and he got what you would say is a knock, and he really did rock Sean. But then, I don't know, the way they scored it was, I don't know, it must have been silly, because even I was so supportive of Sean O'Malley, and at the end, I thought he's not got this. But then, like the first round, it was tight, but I believe it was Peter Yan's. Second round, there was shots. There was a lot of shots. I can't really remember. This is like an hour after it, but so I can't really remember that part. But yeah, but I remember the first two rounds. The second round he got him on the ground a lot. Got Sean on the ground a lot. Sean was pretty okay in defence. He was pretty you're going up against Peter Yan. He's pretty good. He's very good defence. He's not Aljamain Sterling ready. Third round, Sean was definitely feeling his feet at the start and then got took down. I feel like if it was a 5-round fight, Sean would have got it anyway. I'm not gonna lie. I think he would have got it anyway. And that's probably a thought that nobody else thinks. That's fine. But I mean, that's just how I thought about it. I think Sean at the start of the third round was looking really good, and Peter Yan didn't want any of it. He really didn't look like he was enjoying his punches, and his block was not effective. Sean was just putting it down straight through the middle of that block. I think that's why he was so wanting to get it on the ground so much. But still, at the end, I don't know how. I can't. If you look back, you'll probably see that there is points where Sean done a lot. Maybe the position in the cage they looked. I mean, even then, Sean was on the outside quite a bit. And the big knee that happened that made a hole at the eyebrow, gash at the eyebrow, should I say? Yeah, that was pretty. It was a brutal knee, and they probably seen that as like a big moment in the round. I think that was the third round. No, was that the second? I can't. No, it was the second round. But yeah. I think that was the end of the second, so that maybe got them in the second too. I mean, obviously there's hype to him as well, and when there's hype in someone, they're going to be looking at that person a lot. It depends who the judge is really looking at, what they're seeing. Sometimes maybe they're just looking at Sean, or are they looking at Peter? Are they looking at what they're doing more? Sometimes judges do that. They focus on one person too much whenever they're looking at them and what they're doing, and then forget about the other person in some scenarios. Like I think if you focused on Sean for the rest, if you went back and you focused on Sean a lot, you would be like, okay, he's doing pretty well. He's not doing enough to win a fight. I don't know how they've made that decision, but he's doing okay. He's stopping these takedowns, and I don't understand it. It was pretty silly, but I'm happy for Sean because of course it's great for the sport. It's great for everyone really because a lot of people want Sean to win. He was an underdog. He very big, like technically a very big underdog, but not an underdog. The betting way. He's not that big of an underdog, but really he was an extreme underdog, and it was really risky. You talk about Jimmy Ave going up against Gilbert Burns, such a jump. I mean, look at this jump. This is insane. For him to be that level is insane. How he stopped some of that stuff, and the way he was punching Peter, and the way he'd done the stuff to Peter that nobody else has. Like he rocked Peter in that first round. Was it first? Yeah, the first round he got him, and he did not like it. Hence why Peter was not confident in the stand-up. He was getting to the ground. I mean, the only thing is, if he goes up against Aljamain, he's going to get taken to the ground, smashed. And I definitely know he knew that. You look at the end, whenever Daniel says, do you think, is it time for a title? He says he's going to look back, because he knows himself that it felt wrong. It didn't feel like he was doing enough. It didn't feel like he was stopping these takedowns. He was getting dominated. He knew that. He knew he was getting ground pounded. Okay, so he knew he's not going to accept the Aljamain fight. I just know that. He's going to go for someone lower first. If he does, he's going to lose. Simple as. And there's no question about it. He's going to lose. There's no point watching the fight. He's going to lose. Okay. So he's gonna go someone lower who hopefully is a wrestler. He's gonna try and base that level up again, because this is like the first person that Peter like is really taking him to the ground and is really high level. You know, Aljamain's took Peter down, and Peter's taking you down. That's not good. You know, not ready to go up against Aljamain. You know, maybe a fight with TJ is a good decision for Sean. It's two good strikers and a good wrestler in it too. TJ's not going to be entirely focused on the wrestling side, but he will do it. If he feels threatened or anything like that, he will do it, and I think that's a perfect fight for Sean next. I mean, yeah, it's a perfect fight for Sean. TJ is a perfect fight, and you know they've both just fought there, and obviously TJ's got a dislocated shoulder. We'll talk about that in a minute, but you know it's perfect for him. I think that's great. That he got that. It was good it was a good experience for his career, no matter. Okay, and if you're upset with the loss, it's not really a loss. Okay, anyone who's watched it knows Peter mostly won that. Okay, if you maybe look back, you maybe change your mind. I don't know. I haven't looked back and looked at it, but you know. And for Sean, it's not an awfully big deal at the minute. You know, people still feel they lost. You know, so it ended up kind of being a win-win for everyone. Really, it would have been a win-win for it wouldn't really have been a win-win if Sean got lost, because Sean's hype would go down. People talk shit about him a bit more. But you know, I feel like we're watching this and we're not seeing a loser here in this. You know, we're really not, and I think that's okay. Maybe just in Sean's fan base a bit. People talk crap for it for a while, but at the end of the day, he still won. Can't talk crap about that. Okay, so yeah, he won. It was 29-28 to Peter, 29-28 to Sean, and then 29-28 to Sean. So that was the decision. So that's Sean and Peter done. Next was TJ and Aljamain, and that finished from ground and pound. Aljamain ground and pounded TJ. That was insane. I don't care what anyone says, that was insane. Okay, what TJ done was insane. Okay, I don't know why nobody's talking about what. I think Daniel was the only person that said it. You know, like, this guy fought the best bantamweight at the moment with one hand for what, 7 minutes? He was beating Aljamain standing up with one hand. I don't care what he was beating him while he was standing up with that one hand. He was just jabbing him, switching, and using a straight. He was just changing it up. Yeah, Aljamain took him down, because of course that's what Aljamain's going to do. He's scared of TJ. He's going to lose some fight soon, because he's definitely not good if he can't manage that. He just took him down, and yeah, he done the baby move. He done the baby move. Okay, he got the dub. He done an Anders. No, not. Yeah, would you say it's an Anders Silva whenever he got to the point in his career whenever he was just trying to stay away from everyone and all? This was the version of it. He knew that TJ was going to lose if he went to the ground and did, and you know, I think TJ would have beat him if he had the option to actually defend himself. I really do, and I'm sad that happened to TJ. But yeah, first round, of course. I think there's no debate on who won there. That was obviously Aljamain, but I think if there wasn't a dislocated shoulder after the first takedown, within like the first 10 seconds, then we would have been okay. But there was a dislocation. He was unable to get up from the ground because of the dislocation. Went into the end of the first round and got his coaches to pop it back in, and went on. And you know, people's going to give him hate because he accepted the fight and all, and he got it dislocated like 20 times in the camp and all, and he still went. I mean, to me that's just a warrior. I don't see why he can be angry at that. You know, you need to look at people and just say, you know, that's awesome what they're doing. You know, just fighting one of the best with just one hand. That is insane. I don't care what you say. That is insane. And yeah, I think that really wasn't a loss for TJ. I think he's going to bounce back and maybe, as I say, go up against Sean or Peter, either or. Definitely feel like either is an option. But yeah, that was a strange fight. That was a really strange fight. But yeah, ended in the second round by ground and pound TKO. Yeah, because of dislocation, really. I would count that as a doctor stoppage. Okay. So third fight was Makachev versus Oliveira. anyone that watched that live got so nervous before that because they're like, oh no, oh no, oh no, and yeah, exactly what you didn't want to believe, or maybe some of you did, was going to happen did happen, and so second round, Islam submitted Oliveira. For anyone that this is the first of their hearing this, I'm so sorry. Maybe you're hip hip hooray, I don't know. I was just for Oliveira's legacy's sake. I really wanted him to win. I do like Islam, but his chin is worrying. His chin really is. But I'll talk about that in a minute. But first of all, the start of the round. Oliveira's chin, man. He's just had too many wars, too many big fights, too much of a spirit, and now it's going to fall upon him because he's going to get dropped with every single good punch now, and he might have a downfall here. It's very possible if he starts fighting people that aren't like Justin, that just go in and wheel. If he fights someone that's wanting range, wanting proper range, and knows how to properly wrestle, like Islam in a way, like a lesser Islam could beat him. If you have a basic wrestling to the point where you could stop him from taking you down, okay, and you could just continue to land, you will get him, because eventually, he keeps on waking up from these punches to the face, and he gets dropped and he falls. Eventually, sometime he's going to get hit, and he isn't just going to fall and be okay. He's going to fall and not wake up. Okay, the simple of it is the chin. Your chin slowly goes down. Tony Ferguson, Robbie Lawler. Robbie Lawler versus Barberina. He was fighting awesomely. I'm not gonna lie. Robbie was. I don't care what anyone says. He was pure going tomahawk mode, but Barberina just caught him once, and he couldn't recover. He just couldn't. His chin's just too bad now. He just couldn't. It's a great fight. He's still talented. I'd say he would beat. If he had the chin he had whenever he was younger, he could easily beat Barberina. But he doesn't. Simple as. And that's just how it's going to go for Oliveira. He's got no chin anymore. If he doesn't understand this and worry about distance and stop pressuring, because, you fight how your body wants you to fight, okay? If your body's big, muscly, you're going to try and be a wrestler. It's simple as, unless you're Dricus Duplessis, who just goes in and tries to maul people with punches, or Michael Chandler, even though he does have a wrestler basis. You look at it, Oliver, just take them down, jiu-jitsu the hell out of them. You're the best jiu-jitsu guy, one of the best, okay? You're the best at jiu-jitsu in UFC at the minute, okay? Just do that. Stop with this pressure and getting yourself knocked, going on your back, and then trying to get them to come on you. Because it's just at some point, like it did tonight, someone's going to get around the legs and get on the side and just do whatever, okay? Ground and pound you. It's just everyone goes into the full guard because I don't know why, or they don't go in at all. But people are going to, as they see that, they're going to get more confident. They see Islam can do it, maybe I can do it, and then they're going to try it because they were too scared to begin with. But now that they've seen hope in Islam, they're going to try it, and they might just get it. And then there you go, the hole in the game starts to show. But I think Oliveira's still going to beat whoever comes in front of him next. As long as his chin holds just where it's at. I definitely don't want the chin to go any further down the hill. It would be awful. Islam, he has a weak chin too. Fairly, but we'll talk about that in a minute. So, obviously, you get knocked within like the first minute, okay? Within the first 10 seconds, you get hit with a right and get knocked pretty much. He just got wobbled and a wee bit. It's nothing serious. It's not like you're seeing Andre Sanchez pure wobbling with his leg like that. But if you've seen that fight up against the guy that was fighting in the card before, the prelims, I can't even remember the name. I just search up Andre Sanchez, you'll find it at some point. But yeah, and then Islam took opportunities to go and strike, and he was kind of just waiting for Oliveira's pressure. And Oliveira's just keeping the hand up, but putting it nearly to his ear, to the point where his chin's still viable for a hit. I don't understand it, but he's still defending. He's the best. He's the best. Okay, I can't talk crap. Okay, he's the best. Okay, but he's just blocking and getting hit by stuff because his timing was off, and he was in range with everyone whenever he was punching him. Like, range is great. Range, you go in, you go out. He just goes in, stands, hits, and they hit him back. Because Islam hasn't been hit as much as he has. Islam stays, he goes down. That's how it's going. I don't know why he didn't think about this whenever he came in. Your chin's not as good as it is. Okay, just simple as put that down the sheet coaches for him. And so in the brawls, Islam got hurt. Like, he got hit, and it was, you see him go back a wee bit, but it's nothing wobble like. But then at the last, in the second, and the 7th minute, or no, that was TJ. That was 7 minutes. I can't even. It was like it was the 3rd minute of the second round. He came in. That would be 6. That would be 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that'd be 8 minutes or something. Yeah, that'd be 8 minutes. And he came in, and he threw a knee, a lead knee. He was standing southpaw, or no, he was in the orthodox, and he threw a right knee, got clipped with the left hook, fell down, tried to pull guard. Islam went around the guard. He put his right arm up to his right arm went up to beside his head, and then Islam came for a mounted triangle, and he got it. Oliver tapped pretty quickly. I think he was understanding that this wasn't good. Yeah, he got the top. He was originally in half guard whenever he got the triangle set up, and then he moved to top mount and he got it. I mean, you can't do anything there. I mean, it was just a scramble. It was a bad scramble. He's so used to scramble and getting submissions, but whenever people like Islam just sit on you, they just, instead of just scrambling about, they just land on you, and you're like stuck there, and you scramble, and then it's you that gets the, he's so used to everyone else scrambling with him. So whenever Islam didn't scramble with him, he knew what he was doing. He landed where he wanted to land, and he didn't scramble, but he did. He'd lost the position, he lost the arm, and he lost the fight. But I mean, it is what it is. It's not. I mean, I can't see Islam lasting. I just don't. No. You imagine like someone like Michael Chandler landing on Islam? That man would be brutalized if he lands a clean punch. And right enough, Islam's insanely good, and he's not going to get that landed punch on him very easily. They're not going to land that punch very easily. He's just going to get him on the ground and maul him before they can. But if someone like Justin Gaethje just goes wild and hits a random one that just hits him, like he won like the first round with Khabib. You know what he would do to it? He could get Islam in a bad place, a really bad place, a really, really, really bad place. If he just goes in like he went with Khabib, I think he could beat Islam. I do believe that, just because of the power in his hands, and because Islam likes to go a wee bit wild too. He does like to throw overhands, and like he did do in Oliver, he really tried to just go do you big, like Michael Chandler nearly at sometimes, and I think Justin could make advantage of that and really knock him. And I mean, MMA Guru pointed out something very important, is I really wanted Oliver to do this the whole fight, because I seen the MMA Guru talked about it, and then I noticed it too, was anytime you throw a front body kick to Islam, he tries to catch it, and he done it up against Oliver, and I was like, Oliver, you could set this up and you would get him right now, just do it. And he just kept on just going for this body front kick, and he kept on parrying it, he kept on trying to grab it, and I'm thinking, just leash it up front of his face and you might just get it. Okay, that's what I was thinking. I'm thinking you might just be able to get it if you just get that front up kick to Islam's face. I think you could possibly do it, but I mean, if you can't, you can't. Whoever just messaged there, I'll get to you now. Just give me a wee second. 1 versus 1. No, thank you. No, thank you. I'm talking in this. 1v1. No, thank you. But yeah, no. yeah, Islam's definitely going to get beat by someone else if someone lands something good. I think the chance of them then doing that is low though. As you can see, Oliver barely landed anything. That's just the way of it. But I mean, the card was so weird. It was such a weird card. It was so the prelims, everyone was just odd. I mean, Bilal beat Sean Brady. Sean Brady just didn't care anymore. He just didn't even try and punch back. Just put his hands up. Then obviously you have the girls. What's Copenhagen? Copenhagen, is that her name? Versus Fiat. I can't pronounce the names. Okay, they're here. They're flyweight. Okay, so Copenhagen versus is she even here? What Paige Van Zandt? I don't know if she's here. She's not actually even Fiat or whatever your name is. That? Nope. I cannot find her. I can't Feria. I can't pronounce the name. Okay. Who is that girl though? I don't know who that is. But yeah. So yeah, that was just one. But that was another one that was kind of weird. Copenhagen just kind of gave it away. Not gonna lie. Neither of them are close to Valentina Shevchenko at all. She's just another level. So is Jessica Andrade. You know, they're just both on two different levels compared to everyone else, I must say. And yeah, I mean that was the fights. That was all the fights. That was my thoughts on them. I don't know what you thought. I think it was just a weird card of just a bunch of mess ups. I mean, that TJ, if you were just wanting to watch that TJ versus, I think it was a pity on the fans. He shouldn't have done it to the fans, to be fair. Like, he knew that was going to pop out. He said 20 times in training camp, and he just lets his fans watch that. He knew the risk, and the fans had been sitting at, you know, some fans would spend time to watch that, and just watching you get destroyed. Because of that, I think that's ridiculous, you know? I really do think it is. You know, but it is what it is. I still can't believe Sean O'Malley beat that Peter Yan. He hurt him like I've never seen before. I'm not gonna lie. Never seen someone hurt him like that. It's insane to see. It's absolutely insane to see. But yeah, I was rooting for him whenever he got that. It was pretty insane. But another fighter who I'm going to point out here. I'm just going to show you in this because this way everyone gets an idea who, because some fans watch play the UFC 4 game. In light heavyweight, you will find this guy, Uzmir, who tonight got beat by who I'm going to call a warrior from the coal mines of Ukraine. He is a monster. This guy, Nikita Krylov, is a wannabe warrior. He just came at Uzmir the whole time, and he got hit so hard at the first rounds. The first rounds he got hit so hard. The start of the first round, he got hit, and then he just came in and done the constant takedowns, takedown, until Volkan Uzmir, who's got legs of steel, legs were giving up on them. You know, giving up on him. Okay, like he was just getting took down all the time, anytime he wanted. You know. Alright, I'm going to go to this all favourite, right? I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Just going to put this here, right? So there's these two, and yeah, just an absolute war. For Nikita was just having an absolute war. That's what it was, and he was landing. Volkan just seemed really tired, but no reason to be tired. I mean, he was stopping a lot. He had to stop a lot, but I feel like the only place that would have been hurt was his legs. I feel like that's where most of the takedowns were getting brought in from, was the legs. They were all usually double legs from the cage side, trying to get double legs and, you know, trying to work around him, or trips. You know, I feel like most of the work that he was having to do was in the legs. But I mean, that tires you anyway. You know, he felt like at the third round, whenever he kind of was just walking about, and Nikita was just wrecked, but was just drilling it. I mean, he is that old cool. It's like a farmer power. He just has that go in him. To just be a warrior, and he's definitely one of my favourite fighters now, if not the top two up there. Tony Ferguson was mine until he had the downfall of his life lately. And even though I will always love him, he can't be my top favourite if he doesn't win. How can that be? He is my overall favourite to look at, and he will always be in there. But he's currently active, and the best out of the ones I like. The key is coming there. I mean, just a new breed. He's he is coming up to his peak. I think he's 30 something in this now. He's 31 or something right now. That's off at the minute. So it is, but yeah. Yeah, he's awesome. He beat Alexander Gustafsson. That'll go too. Within the first 30 or 60 seconds, and he's great groundwork. He was doing great in the ground, So I'm guessing Nikita. I mean, you're gonna see him go up. Yan and Magomedov go up against each other next. Nikita, I think, will be good. Obviously, Cannonier's not there anymore. I mean, okay, he could be going up against Rakic. I can't pronounce Alexander. Okay, we'll just say Alexander. He could be going up against Alexander. I mean, thingy. Where is he? Well, Johnny Walker's there, but he's not. I don't think he's just not at that level yet. He's nowhere near that level at that. But why can I not find him? Anthony Smith. That's it. That's who I was looking for. I mean, he's still there. He's still there. I don't remember what his last fight was. I think he lost to Volkan Ozdemir. I think that was possible. The result. I can't remember. But yeah. Possible fight. I can't even remember half the rankings. But Paul Craig could also be another one. But I feel like Nikita's beat Ozdemir and Ozdemir's beat Paul Craig. I feel like it just wouldn't be right. I mean, of course, maybe they're just. I feel like the best option is Alexander. I mean, he's a great test. He has beat. He has beat Anthony Smith and a lot of the top guys. And whoever wins. Glover Teixeira versus Yuri, whoever wins this fight will be up next against whoever wins Yuri and Glover. So I feel like Yan could beat Magomedov in that one. I mean, it's very possible Magomedov. We'll say Magomedov loses, and I don't know any idea who's going to win that Yuri versus Glover, but I'm so tired from watching that. But yeah, I just feel like Nikita's going to be in the top 5, and he's going to be a serious contender to watch out for. I mean, if I was you, I'd watch the fights he does next, because that fight was. I'm not going to lie, it's probably the second best of the night. The first best was Sean O'Malley versus Peter Yan. That was the most exciting. If you want us to know the most exciting, okay, the one that you left at that fight and thought that was cool, no matter the result, Nikita and Sean O'Malley, because yeah, I could say it's both because both people I wanted to win was the winners, but I mean, Oliveira and Islam wasn't very exciting to watch. It was just Islam taking them to the ground, pummeling them. It's a very wet blanket scenario, and Aljamain and TJ, I think, great way to say that you're a legend by saying you fought 7 minutes with one hand against the top in the world. So, I mean, good for TJ, but I mean, it wasn't fun, exciting. It was just like watching a guy try and not get beat up too much. But yeah, definitely the best prelim of the night was Nikita. Nikita for sure, 100%. That was an amazing fight, and I cannot wait to see this guy in this list. And if they don't put it whenever they put Islam as the lightweight with a 5-star, by the way, I will be pissed. Okay, I will be absolutely pissed, for sure. And yeah, they would look at the other prelims here shortly. when you're doing this for watching these for such a long time, you get so tired for no reason. Because I mean, like, what have I done? Okay, so yeah, Manon Fire versus Caitlin Copenhagen. I told you about that. Okay, so I actually forgot that. Yeah, so Gamrot versus Dariush. Yeah, Benel's getting there with striking. He's definitely very, very high level striking. He's like he is a little Oliveira. Not gonna lie, I would say that he's a little sharper in the striking than Oliveira. He's definitely got a better chin. Showed Gamrot that he's there. He's definitely there. You know, he's the top. But Gamrot's getting there too. He's getting there too. He's just not on that level yet. And I understand that. You know, he tried to wrestle, but Dariush is very sneaky in a lot of things he does. He has jiu-jitsu. You know, jiu-jitsu can be very sneaky for wrestlers sometimes. And then, as I said, Belal Muhammad versus Sean Brady. Sean Brady just gave up at the end. He just let him get took. Then Mahmoud Muradov. This is the guy I was telling you about. That was fighting Andrew Sanchez and made him wobble really weirdly. You should look at that fight. It was quite weird to watch. Seeing that leg torque at the end. I think it was the third round. Versus Borealo, who's not been coming, 13-1. And Borealo just took him to the ground and, you know, made his fight, you know. He I remember was alright at the start of the first round. I believe he won it, and then he gave up the two last. Yeah, he got beat quite badly in the next 2 rounds. Okay, so he definitely got ground and pounded a lot, stuff like that. Then, as I told you, the fight before that was Volkanovski versus Nikita, and Nikita is just amazing now. He's in his peak, and he will become a very possible problem for the division. Can't believe how many fights were cancelled in this weight class. So many were cancelled. I wondered why it was so early. Like, Jim Malarkey versus Magomedov Mustafa, right? But get back on the protocol. The one before that, for Volkanovski versus Krylov, Nikita, was Nurmagomedov. Okay, we'll just say Nurmagomedov versus Omar Ganevi, or whatever you call him. Backcard, right? No, Nurmagomedov. We'll just use the short names. We'll just say Nur or Umar. Okay. So Nurmagomedov went against Umar, and Umar was actually okay in the start. First round he was okay. He got a takedown and stuff, and he started getting ground and created problems. But he gassed, and he was not as good as in the striking. In the striking, he was getting beat up, and he gassed. He just trying to do double legs in such strange times, such bad places, and he was, he was just trying to go for the takedown where he felt safe too much, and it was leaving him open to getting his back took whenever he's doing the takedowns and getting, sprawled on, and then turning around and he's on bottom, and it's just a mess. And I know he's a champion in Sambo, but you need to understand MMA is a different sport. You can't just rely focusedly on trying to get these double legs without working on how, before you're going to get them, how to set up them. Because he wasn't setting up anything before them. He was just like, run then! You're going backwards, you're coming towards me, oh, let's go in. And people were expecting that whenever it happened, because he was throwing nothing, so they just sprawled him. Simple as, you know, simple as, and that's just the way of it. But then before that was Armin Pedrusian versus AJ Dobson. I started I watched it at the start of the third round, but from what I hear, yeah, AJ Dobson was good, but good at not getting hit, but wasn't hitting. If you know what I mean. He wasn't gassed. He was keeping the stamina really, really high, and got wrecked because of it. He tried to play it safe, and it worked badly for him. Because even though he was doing the damage in Armin was fighting more. He was getting in there. He was getting dug in, and he beat AJ Dobson. That's what he happened. He'll go home with a few more scars, but he got the dub because he was more active and more efficient and more just coming in, getting things. Yeah, you maybe look at AJ Dobson's accuracy and how he was like okay the whole time, but he'd done nothing, really done nothing, and he wasn't tired at all at the end of the last of the round. It was like he'd never been in a fight. It was like it's just like he just got, yeah, he just punched. Yeah. Yeah, simple as. I'm looking at all these information and all this stuff, but yeah, I didn't watch the early prelims or anything like that. I normally would if I was staying up for it, but I wasn't. So it was where was the early prelims fight card? Early prelims. Here we go. So okay, apparently there's no prelims. Okay, I don't even know. Was it? I believe there was early prelims. What the hell happened to them? Where are they going? Apparently they don't exist. Poster. I mean, even the poster doesn't show any of the prelims. What's going on? Can't even find any of the prelims. But anyway, alright, that's a bit strange. There definitely was prelims, early prelims, because it was on live and I seen it pop up as a notification. Whatever. I'm just getting into the other posters now, but whatever floats your boat. Yeah, that was definitely that was a strange card. That was just a disaster of a card, to be honest. If you really want to talk about a disaster of a card, that was it, because it was just so weird. Extremely weird. But very good. Getting there. It was definitely something. That's all I'm gonna say. It was a lot of strange stuff happening and stuff like that. But that's all I wanted to talk about. Yeah, give props to Nikita Krylov. He's officially one of my favorite fighters after that performance. Okay, I'm rooting for that guy all day long. He's just a monster. Just a monster. He's gonna really show some proper mauling tactics as it is to come. He really has a lot of heart, and the fact he was gassed in the first round and still managed to stay at that level till the third, after getting knocked and all, just shows, if this guy gets efficient at third round fighting, he's going to be a serious problem for people like Rakic or Alexander, definitely for Paul Craig, and Glover. I feel like he's just not ready for that yet. He definitely wouldn't be ready for Glover or Jan or Magomedov, but he's at that level before that, and I think his next fight, well, he's top 4 here. wouldn't be a good idea. His next fight should be below that, with Paul Craig or Alexander, Anthony Smith even. I don't know if that would be a fight to make. I don't understand what the deal is with Anthony Johnson. Does he even fight anymore? I don't even know if that's how into the light heavyweight I'm into. I'm not really into it, but yeah. I mean, Dominic Rise is there. I don't know where he is at the minute. I know that he's making a comeback, but I don't know when. Obviously, Luke Rockhold's not there at the minute. OCP's fighting soon. He's fighting Alexander Gustafsson. Alexander Gustafsson should win that. Johnny Walker's up and coming. He's getting there. Yeah, this is a weight I'm excited for. I'm very excited for since I've seen Nikita in it. And Johnny Walker. Johnny Walker submitted don't even know if he's in the game. I can't pronounce his name at all, so I'm not even going to try it, but he's the guy that paints himself green for the press conference, or not for the press, for the face-offs. He painted himself green and stuff. He's the weird guy. He submitted him. And yeah, you know, he's dealing with Conor McGregor's jiu-jitsu coach. You know, he's starting to get with really good guys, and just starting to get there in his submission game, and he's changing it up. He's not just going to be a boxer anymore. He just does chaotic stuff. You know, unlike his teammate Pereira, who's just doing backflips from random locations. Looks like he's just spamming control buttons. Chris Weidman, he's floating about after this leg break. So has he even fought since the leg break, or the ankle break? Sorry. I don't know if he has. I don't know. Don't know about that one. I haven't seen Manawana, his position at the minute. I knew that Latifi was in heavyweight there. He beat Thingy, the Boom Constrictor. Obviously, yeah, Rampage Jackson isn't still fine. Yeah, and obviously Muguera and stuff. People aren't fighting there. Some of those people aren't fighting. Shogun, he's fighting someone soon, I believe. No, he's not actually. That was just because OCP was fighting him last. I mean, yeah, Shogun's he's cool. He's cool. He's just old. Tiago's obviously no longer in the UFC, and that's all I'm going to talk about. Okay, I'm going to talk too much into it if I keep on going. But yeah, that was just the basics. That was just what I wanted to talk about. I think it was important. You know, you're talking about history there. We were watching history, and I might as well talk about it and be a part of it. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. Thoughts on it? I mean, yeah. If you made it here, congratulations, honestly. But yeah, thanks for watching. UFC stuff will be posted tonight. Not about 180, but just clips, or 280. Sorry, Checkers 180. Did I say this is 180? Did I say that this? I called this 180. Okay, I'm gonna change that. Okay. Okay, I put that as 180. That was ridiculous. I'm an idiot. Okay, but thanks. And